Hi everybody, it's Gemma. Welcome back to Pampered Wolf and welcome to another Foundation Friday. Now last week I started the Foundation Friday series and kicked it off with a really affordable foundation. This week, completely the opposite. We are going to be going for an extremely high-end luxury brand. It's not a brand new foundation, it's been around for absolutely years, but I've never tried anything from this brand on my face before. So really excited and really hoping that I like it because it was seriously expensive. And I bought this with my own money, so I really want to like it so that I get some use out of it in the future. Today I am going to be reviewing the Chantecaille Future Skin Oil-Free Gel Foundation. And by the way, it is a complete fluke that my nails match the packaging on this foundation. I picked it up earlier on and thought, oh, I wish I'd planned that, but I didn't. Anyway, this has been around for absolutely years. This was revolutionary when it first came out. Around about 7 years ago, I think this first came out. And it took the world by storm because this is a really lightweight gel foundation, which is why I wanted to try it now because the summer months are coming. It is so hot outside, so I want something really lightweight and fresh on my skin, but I want something that's hopefully going to last all day. This was also fantastic for anybody that's into clean beauty because this doesn't contain a lot of ingredients that so many people don't like. So really excited to get some of this on my skin. Before I do a little bit of bump on this product, please make sure you have liked, you have subscribed, and you've hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. I have completely changed my upload schedule recently and I'm now doing 3 uploads a week, Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays at 8 p.m. London time. I also do a couple of sneaky uploads now and again, so please make sure you've hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of those. Let's get on with a little bit of bump. So this is the Chantecaille Oil-Free Gel Foundation. It comes in a little pot like this. You get 30 mils for the grand price of £70. Yes, £70. This comes in 15 different shades and I find that the shades run a little bit dark. This one is vanilla. This is supposed to be for light skin, but this is definitely my summer shade. I would say that my winter shade was going to be porcelain within this brand. So this is supposed to give a flawless finish. It has adjustable coverage, so you can get sheer coverage with this and you can build this up to as heavy as you feel you need. This contains light reflecting particles to ease the appearance of any imperfections on the skin. Like I said before, this is an oil-free formula, so could possibly be a good foundation for anybody with an oilier complexion. This is also ultra lightweight and supposed to suit every skin type, but you know, we'll find that out a little bit later on. This is also 100% gluten-free, cruelty-free and vegan, and was revolutionary when this first came out because this is quite a clean product. So this doesn't include any parabens, any phthalates, any sulfate detergents, any mineral oil, any petrolatum, any palm oil, any synthetic colours, any synthetic fragrances, or any GMOs. Now, synthetic fragrances is really important because obviously you don't know what's in a product with a synthetic fragrance. This does, however, have a slight fragrance to it because it does contain flower oils for fragrance, which can be just as damaging as synthetic fragrances, but I just wanted to point that out to everybody. This also does contain a small quantity of alcohol, so not a massive quantity, but it needed to be mentioned. Let's get some of this on my face. Okay, so excuse the roots. I have not covered those up yet with my Colour Wow. I will do that before the finished look a little bit later on, but I just wanted to get on with applying the foundation this morning before I started faffing around with my hair. So I have already, as per usual, got all of my skincare on my face and I've given that plenty of time to sink in before I'm applying the foundation. It comes in a little pot, which I'm not that keen on. I wish it came in a pump because it's far more sanitary and it's then not open to all of the elements and all the bacteria that's in the air. I am going to take a little spatula, which did not come with the product. Nothing came with the product other than this little pot, which for £70 you would think they would give you a little spatula. Anyway, I got this from a different product that I got the other day, so I'm going to use this, take a little bit of it and pop it on the back of my hand for now. So as you can see, this is standing proud on my skin. It's definitely a lightweight texture, but it's firm at the same time. It's definitely not moving when I tip my hand this way, so it's a firm consistency, but it feels very lightweight and cooling on the skin. So I'm going to be applying half of the foundation to half of my face with my Brush Junkie foundation buffing brush and the other half with a generic foundation sponge. So let's get this on. Oh, this already feels really, really cold. And it's very hot in this filming room, so that's actually quite something. Feels like I'm putting cucumber on my skin. This is actually drying down quite quickly. It's a very beautiful finish on the skin. Obviously it's not dried down fully yet. But a little foundation has gone a long way, and it's just blurred everything out. That's just like, seriously, just blurred everything and evened everything out. This side, none on. This side, just really beautiful, really beautiful. It feels gorgeous. This is just to die for. So I actually use quite a lot of the product on this side of my face. I think, to be honest, I could have got away with wearing a little bit less, but I did use all the product on the back of my hand just for one side of my face. So I'm going to go in with my sponge. You can also apply this with your fingers, but I just wanted to see how even an application we could get with a brush, because that tends to be the easiest way to get a very even coverage. See, all the pores here just seem completely blurred now. They're not non-existent. Obviously, my pores are still there, but on this side with the sponge, they look more airbrushed than on the side where I applied slightly more product with the brush. Really nice. Wow, really, really like that. You can still see some imperfections on this side of my face where I've applied it with the sponge, but I actually quite like that. You all know that I quite like that. I like my skin to look like skin, and everybody has certain imperfections. I do like everything to be evened out and slightly blurred, and this does that. On this side, zero imperfections visible. Really, really nice. So you've got the best of both worlds. You can have very skin-like finish, and you can have a very skin-like finish with no imperfections showing whatsoever. Really, really like that. I'm gonna go and put the rest of my products on and get rid of my grey hair, and I'll be right back to show you this in natural lighting so you can get up close and personal and see whether this has sank into any smile lines, whether it's sank into any dryness. I'll see you all in just a flash. Okay, so this is the finished look for today. I am in love with this foundation. It sets down really fast, so that if you are one of those people, one of those many people that has problems with setting foundation, maybe it makes your skin look crepey, maybe it makes your skin look dry, you don't need to set this foundation. It dries down really, really well, and it doesn't leave a tacky finish. I have set between my eyebrows because it was a little shiny there, as that is my oilier area. It's definitely not oily, but it's an oilier area on my face, and I like my skin to look more even. And I've also set my chin, which is also a problem area for me. Everywhere else on my face, I haven't set in place. This has not sank into any fine lines or wrinkles. It hasn't set into any drier areas. It just looks really nice, and it's practically airbrushed and blurred all of my pores, which who doesn't want? Let me show you this in natural lighting up close and personal so you can really see what I'm talking about. So as you can see, this looks absolutely beautiful on my skin. I mean, it really should do. It's £70. Come on. If it didn't, I would be really, really upset right now, but it looks really beautiful. My pores are a lot less evident than they were before I put the foundation on my face. This definitely isn't a dewy foundation. It doesn't look oily or it doesn't look slick-like. It doesn't look wet in any way. It looks very, very skin-like, very, very natural. Both sides look absolutely beautiful. Some you can see a little bit of imperfections poking through on the side that I did with the sponge, and on the other side absolutely zero imperfections whatsoever. Just absolutely beautiful. Loving this at the moment, but again, we've been here before and didn't end so well right at the end of the day. So I am going to get on with my day. I will check in with you a little bit later on. I'm keeping all fingers crossed. Not because I want everybody to go out and buy this, because I don't get anything for anybody going out and buying this. This is definitely not a sales pitch, but I've bought this now. I bought it with my own money, and I actually want to be able to get some use out of this, as it's just cost me £70. So keep all fingers crossed. I'll see you all in a little bit. Welcome back to the check-in. It's now been just shy of 9 hours since I first applied this foundation to my face. It's done really well, but as it doesn't claim to be a really long-wearing foundation, I am going to be leaving the wear test here, as I have 10,000 things to do a little bit later on, so I wanted to film this now whilst I had the chance. Now, this has gone a little bit glowier throughout the day, but probably remained exactly the same for around about 6 hours, and then it started to get dewier as those hours progressed. Even though it's got dewier, it has been extremely hot and humid here in the UK today, and the foundation has remained very, very comfortable to wear. It hasn't felt sweaty or heavy in any way. It's just really lightweight and very, very comfortable to wear. It's also remained very natural looking throughout the day. So as well as the finish that I got from when I first applied the foundation remaining true for around about 6 hours, and then it started to get a little bit dewier, this was also transfer resistant for around about the same amount of time, so about 6 hours. Once those 6 hours had elapsed and the foundation started to get much more glowy, that is when it started to lift from my face if I pressed a phone up against my ear. So after around about 6 hours, it was no longer transfer resistant, but it never claimed to be transfer resistant in the first place. That was just a bonus for me. So let's get up close and personal and have a look at this in natural lighting. So as you can see, I don't feel like this foundation has oxidized in the slightest. There is a slight bit of settling in my dryness on my chin and around my mouth. And there's a slight bit of cakiness on my chin, but this is one of the areas that I did powder, and I probably, when I wear this in future, won't powder any of this in place, because those are the areas that have started to go a little bit cakey. Everywhere else is absolutely perfect. Again, this has gone slightly dewier throughout the day, but it is still completely intact. There are no areas of this foundation that I've rubbed off or lifted off throughout the day. I would say that this foundation is more suitable for anybody with a normal to dry skin. I don't think this would last for a considerable amount of time on anybody with an oilier skin, but yeah, if you have a really, really dry skin, you may find that this sinks into those drier areas and doesn't look that pleasant. I found on first application that my drier areas weren't evident at all. It just glided over the top of them. But as time has gone on, it's settled in those drier areas and has become more evident. You do have to get up very close and personal before you actually notice those dry areas though. I really like both methods of application. The side that I applied with a brush and the side that I applied with a sponge have done equally as well. So I guess if you are considering buying this foundation, your method of application will literally just go down to what sort of finish you want, whether you want a more fuller coverage or whether you want something much more natural. The main question I want to answer is this worth the £70 price tag? And I guess that really all depends on how clean you want your foundation to be. If this foundation was completely fragrance free, meaning that it didn't have those flower oils in there, and if it was completely alcohol free, I would probably consider buying this foundation again because it has looked beautiful on my skin throughout the day. But it's not. And because of those couple of things that are in here, to me, it's not worth the expense. And although I really like this foundation and I will wear this again, I won't be repurchasing it after it's gone. So I really hope you've enjoyed this video. Do let me know what you think about it in the comments section below. I've really liked this foundation, and I can definitely see why it was such a big deal and why so many people absolutely loved it when it was first released. However, there are so many more gel-like oil-free foundations available on the market now for a fraction of the cost, which is probably why I am slightly underwhelmed and won't be repurchasing this, but that doesn't take away from the fact that this is still an absolutely great foundation and I will definitely be wearing it again. Don't forget to like, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. I upload on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays at 8 p.m. London time. Hope to see you all in the next one. Bye everyone.